going on, guys? It's your boy Sonicsta, back at it again with another video. As always, before I get started with this video, I just want to ask you guys to like and subscribe if you like this kind of content. Also, turn on that post notifications bell, that way you never miss a video. And with all that out of the way, let's get right into the video. Now, in a recent video, I talked a lot about the problem with recent Sonic the Hedgehog villains. In that video, I identified the problem with these Sonic villains as well as figuring out what makes a good Sonic the Hedgehog villain in the first place. And in order to come to that conclusion, I kind of had to identify some of the best Sonic the Hedgehog villains we've ever had. Now in that video, I pointed out 3 Sonic the Hedgehog villains that really stand out amongst the rest. Those 3 being Neo Metal Sonic, Bio-Lizard, and Chaos. However, there is one more Sonic villain that I really truly believe deserves to be amongst these 3. And that villain obviously had to be Mephiles the Dark. Mephiles definitely has to be one of the most unique Sonic villains we've ever had, and especially because he's not really even a Sonic villain. In the game Sonic the Hedgehog 2006, Sonic has very few encounters with Mephiles. Sonic's primary focus in this game is actually Dr. Eggman, so we don't really see Sonic and Mephiles interact all that much. However, Mephiles is mostly seen interacting with Sonic's counterpart, Shadow the Hedgehog. Now this alone already makes Mephiles one of the most interesting Sonic villains we have to date. Most Sonic villains like Zavok, Infinite, Chaos, and so on and so forth have a primary focus on Sonic the Hedgehog. And the sheer fact that the main antagonist of the game, Sonic the Hedgehog, Mephiles, is not rivaling the titular character is just really interesting. So in today's video, I really wanted to take the time to get behind the mind of Mephiles. What was going on in his head and what was he thinking throughout the entirety of Sonic 06? So first off, born in the aquatic base, Mephiles was a failed science experiment when Solaris split into 2 beings, Iblis and Mephiles. Eventually those same 2 beings would get sealed away for 10 years. Iblis would get sealed away into, at the time, a young Princess Elise. Mephiles, on the other hand, would get sealed into the Scepter of Darkness by none other than Shadow the Hedgehog, who at the time traveled 10 years into the past. Once sealed away, Mephiles made a vow to remember Shadow the Hedgehog and also to kill him eventually as well. However, 10 years later, with the help of Team Dark and Dr. Eggman, Shadow the Hedgehog accidentally released Mephiles. So now that we understand Mephiles' origin story, I want to ask the question, what does he want? Well, for starters, we know that he wanted to kill Shadow the Hedgehog for revenge for sealing him away. Another thing that we know is that Mephiles wants to release the Flames of Disaster. Now, if you don't already know, the Flames of Disaster is Iblis. And once again, Iblis was the being that was separated from Mephiles 10 years ago and stored inside of Elise. So in order for Iblis to be released from Elise, Mephiles had to have another goal. The goal that Mephiles needed to have was to cause Elise to cry. And in order for Elise to cry, Mephiles decided that he would have to kill someone near and dear to her, and that someone would be Sonic the Hedgehog. After analyzing Mephiles' origin story as well as his wants, I've realized that Mephiles actually lacks a true motive. Villains like Chaos and Dr. Gerald Robotnik both have backstories that make you feel empathetic for the character. Because of what had happened to these villains in the past, their actions were justified through a motive. Chaos wanted vengeance for the child colony being attacked by the Knuckles clan, while Professor Gerald Robotnik wanted vengeance for the murder of his granddaughter Maria. Mephiles, on the other hand, literally just wants to cause violence and destruction. Mephiles not only lacks a motive, but he also lacks any relatable qualities. Wanting to only cause destruction and despair makes him feel almost inhumane. My personal favorite Sonic villains usually have some sort of motive and relatable qualities that really make you understand and feel for the character. I'd even argue that villains who lack a true motive or any redeemable qualities are just bad villains. But Mephiles is a huge exception to that rule. But anyway, moving on, I want to talk about some of the abilities that Mephiles is capable of. To start off, Mephiles has achieved 4 different forms. Firstly, Mephiles has a base form, which is actually one of the last forms we see in the game. In this form, Mephiles is sealed away by the Scepter of Darkness and he moves sort of like a liquid. Mephiles' second form is actually the first form we see in the game, which is his Shadow form. Mephiles takes the form of Shadow the Hedgehog once Shadow the Hedgehog reawakens him for the first time. In this form, he looks very similar to Shadow the Hedgehog with a few minor differences. Another form he has is his monstrous form, which is only used once against his fight with Team Dark. In order for this form to happen, Mephiles' clones have to fuse together and they also have to use the power of the Chaos Emeralds. And then of course there is his last form where he's more crystal-like, and this is easily his most iconic form. His forms function similar to how Super Sonic is, whereas the further along he gets in his form, the stronger he becomes. Mephiles' other abilities are combining with Iblis to become Solaris, he can duplicate himself, and also he is able to time travel. Now, mind you, in the combination of Iblis and Mephiles, Mephiles is supposed to be the brains while Iblis is the brawn. This can be said because Iblis is more powerful than Mephiles is, yet Mephiles is able to talk and persuade others. So with that in mind, Mephiles is more than just powers and abilities, he's also capable of being very deceptive. In the earlier stages of Sonic 06, Mephiles is seen trying to persuade Silver to go kill the Iblis trigger, which we know to be Sonic the Hedgehog. However, what Silver does not know is that if Sonic is killed, the Flames of Disaster, which is Iblis, will actually be released. Not knowing this, Mephiles successfully deceives Silver as well as Blaze. Now this is very important because Mephiles, only using deceptive manners, was able to pin Sonic and Silver against each other. And with that in mind, let's talk about a couple of Mephiles' other accomplishments. Firstly, he was able to survive Team Dark with Shadow having 2 inhibitor rings off. Just as a reminder, when Shadow takes off his inhibitor rings, he is much stronger than he is in base form. Mephiles may not have physically won this fight, but surviving it is a victory in itself. Another accomplishment which I hardly see now with any current Sonic villain is Mephiles' ability of growth. In the technical beginning of the story Sonic 06, Mephiles is sealed away easily with the Scepter of Darkness. However, in Shadow's final fight with Mephiles, he tries to use the same trick again, but fails. Mephiles has gone far beyond the current capacity of the Scepter of Darkness, so much so that he is not able to be captured by it any longer. As the game progresses on and on, we feel as though Mephiles is truly becoming more and more of a threat. We see Mephiles demonstrate his power once again when he uses the power of just 2 Chaos Emeralds to create an entire clone army. Not only did cutscenes like these really give me chills, but they were also really hype-inducing, as some of these cutscenes are really some of the best we've gotten from the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. The last and biggest noteworthy accomplishment which I believe Mephiles has had, which I subtly mentioned earlier, is that he killed Sonic the Hedgehog. Mephiles is the only villain to have ever killed Sonic the Hedgehog. The craziest thing about it is Sonic the Hedgehog countlessly faces life or death situations, yet the villains never even seem to come close. I didn't even mention the fact that Mephiles was able to do it with just 1 hit. There was absolutely no struggle in this scene whatsoever. It was just Mephiles downright killing Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, Mephiles' sole intentions of killing Sonic were to make Elise cry so the Flames of Disaster would be released. In this scene, we get to see more of Mephiles' character showcased as well. As Elise cries and mourns the loss of Sonic the Hedgehog, all Mephiles does in this scene is just laugh. This moment in Sonic 06 is not just one of the most insane moments of the game, but also of the franchise. This scene, along with the likes of many others, make Mephiles one of the best Sonic the Hedgehog villains. So as I conclude here, I just want to get into a couple of reasons why I believe Mephiles is the perfect Sonic villain. So first off, Mephiles not only unleashes the Flames of Disaster, but he also capitalizes on it when he completely levels the entire planet, leaving only the main cast left. Mephiles is a very powerful villain, especially with the help of Iblis, and he's actually one of the very few Sonic villains to successfully complete their plans. Mephiles wanted the world drowned in darkness, he wanted nothingness, and at the end, that's what we have, absolute nothingness. This not only demonstrates his raw power and sheer strength, but it also showcases his drive to get his task done. You can make an argument that even though Mephiles lacked a true motive, he did far more and far better than those with a motive could ever do. Not only that, but like many villains before him, Mephiles forces team-ups. We see this demonstrated in one of Shadow's many fights against Mephiles. Mephiles was winning this fight until Omega showed up to give Shadow some assistance. We also see this happen again when Mephiles and Iblis fuse together to become Solaris. It takes Super Sonic, Super Shadow, and Super Silver to work together to take him down. And once again, he is the only character to ever kill Sonic the Hedgehog. Mephiles is a deceptive and deceitful character who really deserves much more credit in the Sonic the Hedgehog community. In my opinion, he is one of the best Sonic the Hedgehog villains we have ever had, and I'd love to see more villains follow suit after him. Ultimately, I would love to see more Sonic the Hedgehog villains be more deceitful, threatening, and masterful, similar to how he was. Unfortunately, it's very unlikely we see Mephiles return in any form of Sonic games, but either way, I would be very open to it and love to see how they take care of it. But anyway, those are my own thoughts on Mephiles the Dark. What do you guys think about him? Do you guys like Mephiles? Do you guys hate Mephiles? Let me know in the comment section down below. I would also like to know your guys' thoughts on Sonic 06 because I'm starting to see more love for that in the community, and I'm just really open to hearing what you guys think about that game. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. It's been real, and also please remember to hit that like and subscribe button if you like this video. And with all that said and done, this is your boy Sonicsta signing out. Have a blessed day, y'all. Peace.
Why are you playing that trash?